Hi, welcome to Vegan Cuisine with Madame Sophie. For this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make some broccoli, cheese, black bean fritters. This recipe is perfect for those of you who are broccoli and cheese lovers but would like a vegan version of it. The ingredients are listed, so feel free to pause this video as you would like to go back to look at the ingredients. In this bowl, I have about a quarter cup to a half cup of black beans. I'm also adding in about a cup and a half to 2 cups of broccoli. In addition to that, I'm adding in half a cup of green seasoning. If you'd like to know my recipe for green seasoning, please look at the top left-hand corner of this video for my recipe on how to make green seasoning. So I'm adding in my green seasoning to the mix to my black beans and my broccoli. In addition to that, I'm going to add in some spices. I am going to add in some curry. Adding in about half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of smoked paprika. And one thing about this recipe, you don't want to eat this recipe, especially if you're a vegan and you're conscious about what you eat and you would like to cut down on your fats and what have you. I would not suggest eating this every single day. This is definitely a recipe for once in a while, or if you're just feeling for something that is cheesy and tasty at the same time. So I added in some black pepper. I am adding in 2 to 3 or 3 teaspoons, 2.5 to 3 teaspoons of dried oregano. Adding in some dried mustard powder. Some mustard powder. 1 teaspoon of that. And I'm also going to add in some turmeric powder. You don't want to go crazy on the turmeric powder because turmeric has a very strong flavor, very strong smell and flavor as well. So you definitely want to not put too much of the turmeric. Now I am going to add in some cheese. In all, I will be adding in 2 cups of cheese, but I'm only going to start off with about 1 cup of cheese. The cheese I'm using is the Go Veggie Mexican style plant-based cheese. This is vegan cheese, no lactose, no dairy. It is fully plant-based. I wish I could have gotten hold of the other cheeses on the market, but unfortunately that's the only cheese I have access to in my local grocery store. So I added in 1.5 cups of my plant-based cheese to my broccoli, seasonings, and my black beans. I'm going to add in another 1/2 cup of plant-based cheese. And like I said, this is not a vegan food item you'd want to eat on an everyday basis because it is fried. Well, it's not deep fried, but it is pan fried, it is shallow fried. So it's high in fat. Now I haven't tried this recipe on a grill just yet, but I do intend on trying to see what the outcome is like if I were to cook this dish on my Presto griddle. So I haven't tried it on my griddle, but if you'd like to try it on your griddle just to see what it's like, feel free to try it out and let me know what the outcome is. I added in a half cup of water to the mixture. I'm going to add in some more water to the mixture as well, another half cup. Add some salt. You want to be very mindful of the amount of salt you're putting in because the plant-based cheese have sodium in it already, so you want to be very mindful of that. So you also want to do a taste test check just to make sure that everything tastes good. If it's missing some more salt or if it's missing some more flavor, feel free to add that in. A tablespoon of baking powder. So I'm adding in 1 tablespoon of baking powder, which is 3 teaspoons. I'm going to mix that up, and while you mix up your broccoli and cheese mixture, you will hear a fizzing sound from the baking soda, and that's completely okay. So I'm adding in some all-purpose white flour. I'm starting off with 1 cup, and if you want, if you're looking for fritters that are more on the doughy side, you're definitely going to need to add in some more white flour. But I'm only starting off with 1 because consistency matters to me. So I'm just starting off with 1 cup of flour. I'm also going to add in another cup of white flour. As you could see, the consistency is changing after the 2nd cup of white flour. Again, if you want more of a doughy, fritter, you're definitely going to need to add some more flour. And I believe this is the last cup of flour I'm going to add in. So in all, I added 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. The trick with this recipe is the more flour you add, the more doughy it's going to be, and the less flour you add, the more airy it's going to be. Alright, so I don't want mine too much on the airy side. I want it more between an airy and doughy side. So this is kind of what the consistency looks like. This recipe is also perfect if you're from the Caribbean and you love accra or fish cakes or salt fish fritters. This is a great vegan recipe to follow if you love eating salted fish cakes. I think it actually tastes better. So as you can see, I am going on and I am putting in the fritter mixture into my pan. I believe my temperature, my flame is at medium heat. And I'm using 2 spoons to do that. Because this has baking powder in it, you're definitely going to see some rising action happening while it is cooking. So I'm letting that fry for about, I want to say 5 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes on each side, depending on the size. Mine is pretty much on the big to medium size. So you definitely want to cook it for about 2 to 3 minutes per side. And I'm just doing a shallow pan fry with it. You would also want to have a plate that's lined up with some paper towels, just so that you could put the item onto it to kind of help with draining out that oil after it's done cooking. You need to look for a nice golden brown color. Now I'm taking out the fritters and I am putting them on my lined plate with napkins, and I'm going to go on and add another batch. You could follow this recipe if you don't have broccoli or cheese or access to vegan cheese, or if you would like this recipe to be more on the healthy side, you could always go on and use regular vegetables or a random vegetable mix to do these fritters as well, if you want to make it an all vegetable fritter. But that's gonna be it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in for this vegan cuisine recipe episode. Thank you so much, and if you do try this recipe, please let me know in the comment section, as well as tag me in your picture if you do try this recipe. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe on your way out. Stay tuned for some more vegan cuisine videos, and have a blessed and wonderful day. Peace, love, and tasty vegan food. Bye.